We gotta be quiet. We're hunting wabbits. We're hunting rutted up bucks. We're all gonna be out there chasing rutted up bucks if something doesn't change in the economy. Am I right? Am I right? Instead of chasing bucks, we're going to talk about saving bucks. And I'm not talking about the kind with antlers. We're going to try to save a few dollars in your pocket this holiday season. We don't want you out there blowing a bunch of money and getting yourself into a ton of debt. So let's talk about some strategies to keep in mind while you're out there shopping for your family and friends. We're also going to make a frugal cabbage soup. This video is all about saving you money during the season. All right, this whole building is a climbing gym. This is called the Circuit Gym, and it's just a big, huge warehouse of climbing stuff, and it's located in Bend, Oregon. I just brought my kiddo here. It's part of our homeschool program. The high schoolers in the middle, or the 8th grade part of the middle school kids, get to go on different field trips than all of the underage school kids, because they're older and they get to do cool stuff like rock climbing. They've gone rock climbing here around Bend, and I can't actually think of the name of the place, but they've done outdoor Smith Rock. They've gone to Smith Rock rock climbing, and I guess because the weather is uncertain now, they wanted to bring the kids to sharpen their skills at the Circuit Gym. So it's really cool, huge rock climbing scene. We're not a rock climbing family. We're a mountain biking / golf family, and we don't even really do golf. Aaron's in the golf industry. We try to get the kids into golf. They are sort of, but we really like to spend our free time mountain biking. So it's fun though that the big kids get to do different activities, different sports through this school. They also got to learn guitar over the summer, which has really stuck with them, and I need to find someone to give them guitar lessons locally here. There's a lot that the homeschool community offers in Oregon. It's really cool. We love it. The kids love it. It's been really great for our family. A few moments to myself, so we're gonna wander here into the TJ Maxx. TK Maxx is the UK. TJ Maxx and TK Maxx are the same thing but different. Wrap your brain around that. So we're gonna run into this one. The one in the UK was really cool. They had really cool stuff, but we're gonna see what this one in Bend has to have. I was thinking about getting one of these the other day, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab some. And this one. There it is. All right, friends, let's have a little lesson on non-consumerist shopping. We can see things and appreciate things, but we don't need to buy all the things. Ooh, what's this? It is, oh, it's an apron. That kind of jumped into my arms, didn't it? That's a beautiful muslin cotton Christmas apron. I think I need that. Been looking for one of these 6-cup rice cooker, and it's cool looking, but let me see. It says cook with color, but then it's black. That is right. You don't have to leave the store with all of those things that tickle your fancy. You can walk around the store with them in your possession while you are there, and you can put them back before you get to checkout. No guilt, no hassle, no worries. You can enjoy the things and admire them while you're in the store, hold them in your hand, and put them back. I really like these mini croquettes. They're just little enameled ceramic pieces that you can put salt in, or you can cook in them if you like, but I used to store salt in mine and keep it as a salt cellar. TJ Maxx has so many of these cute little tea sets. I like this one especially with the honey jar and the honey dispenser. I thought that was really nice, but the price, ooh, things are expensive these days. Also, you guys see me use an immersion blender quite a bit in my videos when I'm cooking soups, and TJ Maxx has some. I use a KitchenAid that was gifted to me, but they also have some in stock. This 4-piece canister set was really pretty, and I was definitely eyeing that. I like to walk through the store and see everything that they have to offer before I make my purchases, and these little scoops are perfect for your bulk bins at home or your bulk buckets. And then again, they had all of these cute little croquettes here in different colors, also all sorts of things for making coffee. And I ran out of filters today, so I'm kind of kicking myself as I am editing this video and realizing that as I was looking at all this coffee stuff, I should have gotten something to brew coffee with at my house. But I did the paper towel trick, and that worked just fine as a filter for today, and I didn't make it to the store to get another filter, so I don't know what I'm going to do. My tea filter is not quite small enough to steep coffee in. The grounds still find their way through, but that's all right. I am just looking through all of their plasticwares, mixing bowls, covered lidded mixing bowls, and things of that nature, and I stumbled across this tea tower. Now, we go through a lot of tea in the house, so all of the tea things are definitely interesting to me right now, especially going into the cold months. We need our hot drinks and our warm hats. So they've got carafes that are great for hot and cold beverages. They have this really cute green pitcher, which sort of matches some of the decor in my kitchen, some of my items in there. And then, of course, all of the little honey dispensers that they have, the honey jars, because we use honey in our tea. Thigh Master, $8 for a Thigh Master? As I window shop, I'm just scanning through all of the items on the aisle to see what they have that interest me. This urban cupboard measuring cup is really cute, but guess what? I already have measuring cups at home. I don't need to purchase another measuring cup item, but I did see this. Now that I'm rewatching this, I'm realizing this is a double wall insulated glass French press, and I just ran out of coffee filters today. I think I'm gonna have to go back and purchase that with my gift card if they still have it in stock. But a double-walled glass French press would be awesome. Then I don't have to deal with filters anymore. And of course, they have all of these amazing herbal tea sets. Can't go to TJ Maxx without checking out all of their stainless steel and enameled cast iron cookware. So I always check them out and see what they have to offer. I am in the market for a larger stock pot, but not a super big one. I need like a medium-sized one that I can cook spaghetti noodles or pasta in for my family, or that I can make soup on the stovetop. This is a really nice enameled cast iron little sauce pot. I like the little pour spout on it. I don't have any space to store something like this right now. I don't want it to get dinged up, and that is one thing you have to be mindful of with your enameled cast iron, that you have a safe place to store it so that you're not chipping it. I have neglected it before, and I don't want to have something like that until I have the space to store it. So here are all of their pizza makers. They have a variety of pizza makers. And we are making homemade pizza again. We used to do this long ago before my back got way bad. And now that I am footloose and fancy-free, I can definitely get down with some pizza dough making and baking. I've long had an appreciation for cast iron cooking and cookware, especially enameled Dutch ovens. I've been using them for the better part of 10 years in my sourdough bread baking. I remember my first enameled Dutch oven, and I totally ruined it. I cracked it all to pieces, just ruined the enamel, and eventually it was no longer able to be used for cooking. So I've since replaced it, and I always check out the enameled cast iron pots for bread baking and for making soups and things like that. But I tend to keep them, the ones that I have that I bake bread in, I keep those for bread baking exclusively. The second lesson we're going to give in this video is need versus want. Sure, you might want that item, but do you actually need it? This is one of the questions I ask myself when I'm browsing a store and I see shiny new objects that I think, oh wow, I really, really want that. But do I have something that already serves that purpose at home? Is this item necessary to purchase right now? Can I live without this? How will this improve my life? Does this item bring me joy? Is the item a good value? These are all questions that I ask myself as I'm browsing through the store, as I place items in my cart. I ponder the items, I look at them, I second guess them. Do I want to spend the money on that all of those questions get asked before I get to the register, so that when I get to the register, I'm not making an impulse buy. It's easy to get caught up in the picture perfect curated home with all of the pretty items, making sure that you have all the correct servingware for every holiday. You need to have an Easter mug, you need to have a Christmas mug, you need to have a mug for every holiday, you need a Stanley mug for every single event in your life. Those are things that you do not necessarily need. I remember how frugal my parents were when I was growing up, and we just didn't have the urge to buy all of the things. We had a very strict budget that we had to stick to, and our family managed with 7 children on one income. My mom also brought in some money on the side, but my dad was the breadwinner of the family, and part of my life he was going through school, so my mom was the breadwinner, and times were tight. We definitely used the food bank. We definitely didn't get everything that we wanted, but at Christmas time, our tree was filled to the brim with presents because there were 7 of us, and each of us got a couple of gifts, and once you wrap a couple of gifts for 7 children, it just looks like a huge, massive pile of gifts. I'm all about gift giving at Christmas and at holidays, special times of year, but I want to do so in a mindful way that doesn't break the bank, but is also very thoughtful and considerate of the person getting the gift. Is it something that they need? Can it also be something that they want? Can we get a book? Can we get a toy? And it's pretty simple around here. Of course, I get lots of little fun things for my kids to put in their stockings, and we have lots of treats, and typically we go out and find a tree in the forest to decorate, but we haven't been able to do that in recent years. Hopefully we'll get back to that tradition because that's a real fun one in Oregon. But we try to stick to more traditional things. We bake cookies, we decorate cookies, we decorate our home. We do all of those sorts of things, and we really make it about spending time together and doing special activities for the wintertime during the season. And we try to make it less about what you get for Christmas and more about who you're spending Christmas with and what you're doing. We want to give experiences in most cases and not so much things, because things lose their luster very quickly, especially with children. They'll play with something for a few days, maybe a few weeks, and then it's old news to them. They kind of move on. And while we have always kept more traditional toys in the home for all the kids to play with, we do see that there is a massive consumerist mentality around gift giving children, just loads of toys and having these toy rooms that are just a disaster zone, just filled with chaos and toys and all the things. That can be stressful, so we try to be more intentional with gift giving. Something they want, something they need, something for fun, and something to read. That's one way to be mindful about what you're purchasing for your family members for Christmas. And I could have made a bunch of impulse buys. I could have bought the kids a bunch of gifts for Christmas, and then I think about all the stuff and all the things that clutter up the house, and it makes me anxious and nervous. And then I think about I've got 3 girls, and we got lots of hair in the house, and there's lots of hair on our clothes, and especially me with my hair falling out with Hashimoto's. My hair is falling out bad right now. Lint rollers. Not the reusable kind, sorry, but the Easy Peel 3-pack. And those were $4.50. So thank you, Carol, for the gift card to TJ Maxx. I was very overwhelmed in there today. And I saw things like the rice cooker and the pizza maker, and I'm going to think about those things. And that's what I like to do. I like to shop and window shop and look at everything, see what all there is to offer, get something I need if I need to. And I was actually thinking about lint rollers the other day. I was like, I really need to get some of those lint rollers, because the hair situation, it just helps a little bit, makes life a little bit easier in the midst of all the chaos. So got those. I also vacuumed out my husband's car, did another Goodwill haul. I brought my son into Goodwill to see if we could find some things. So I'm just glad that I got into TJ Maxx and out of TJ Maxx without blowing a bunch of money. And I appreciate the gift card, and I'm going to use it for things that I need as I need them. I walked up to the register with an armload full of stuff, but as I walked through the long line of people, let's see, I had about 5 or 6 things in my arms that I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this stuff maybe. By the time I got up to the register, I had whittled it down to just this item. So listen guys, just because you put something in your cart doesn't mean that you have to buy it. Just because something piques your interest doesn't mean that you have to spend the money. We try to supplement the new things with secondhand things, and then we always keep our eyes out. There's sports and activities and athletics that they want to do. The priority is to make sure that we have money to do those activities, so which can all tie into Christmas, and mountain biking gear can tie into Christmas as well. So things that they need for mountain biking, if they all need some new gloves, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's just trying to sort it all out. They go through a pair of gloves in a season, maybe 2, but this year they went through, a couple of them went through a pair of gloves. The other ones don't ride as much or as ferocious, so their gloves last a lot longer. The younger kids' gloves last longer than the 2 big kids who are racing mountain bikes. So might get them a couple extra pair of mountain biking gloves. I know 1 or 2 kids could use an upgrade in a helmet, so they're going to need helmets soon. We're going to have fees for all the things that they want to do. So being mindful and not blowing our money on a bunch of things that, like, novelty items, knick-knacky, niche-y items, being smart, being frugal, all of that. That's what I'm trying to do here. And I want to tell you, you can walk around and pretend like you're going to buy those things all day long, but put them back before you get to the register. That's what I do. I walk around with them like, oh, I like this, I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it. And then I'm not going to get it. You know those reels? It's like, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do it. I did it. Well, let's do the opposite. Right, I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it. I didn't get it. And let's live by that motto and save our money for other things in life. And not all the things that are going to clutter up our house and make everything a mess. I just cleaned my husband's van, and that was a prime example of, I didn't clean it all the way, but, you know, just, we don't need Cheerios on the floor. Get rid of the unnecessary clutter in your life. We don't need those. We don't need them. Got them out of here. So I got to go pick up my son. I got to go to PT, but I thought I would share that with you guys. You don't have to buy all the things in your cart. You can put stuff back. Enjoy the thrill of having it in your cart and temporarily owning it while you're walking around the store browsing. And then get that buzz and put it back. You don't need it. All right. Just brought Riker down to the food truck line, and they have all kinds of stuff. They got a chicken place. They got a hot dog place with burgers. They got a fried rice bowl. They got all kinds of stuff. So anyways, he got a smash burger. That looks amazing. We're making cabbage soup. So I've got going celery, onions. I'm gonna put potatoes in this cabbage soup. Torsten back here is peeling carrots, and we have a head of cabbage. This is a cheap, inexpensive way to fill bellies. I cannot tell you the cost of the meal, but I assure you that it is a lot of food. It's gonna make a lot of food, and it's gonna fill some bellies. Many people survived on cabbage soup for a long time. And it was probably just cabbage and water. Didn't you see Charlie in the chocolate factory? Real life stuff. So we're making the soup. I need to grab a can of tomatoes or some kind of tomatoes to go in this as well. It's going to be delicious. I have some chicken broth from the other day. I've got some fresh tomatoes too. I went to Fred Meyer's to get some pancreas medicine for my pancreas because my pancreas doesn't work. And I got to take some enzymes for that. So I went to the store, grabbed some tomatoes and some squash because they had a whole cart of discount stuff, but I walked in there with no bags, no cart, no thing. And I saw all the vegetables and I thought they look so pretty. I got to get these vegetables. So I grabbed the vegetables, or the tomatoes and the squash. Those are actually fruits. Grabbed the fruits, the savory fruits, and ran out of there. Had the other stuff already. I still have tomatoes left from Costco as well. So I don't know. I need to hurry up though because Aaron's on his way home. I've been gone all day. The kids are really hungry, so we got to feed them. Let's make some soup. First step is to chop up your mirepoix, and that is your carrots, tomatoes, celery, and then I'm going to add potatoes to that. we have some vegetable bouillon that we are going to add. And what's a homeschool family without homeschool stuff everywhere? Anyways.
Do we have any shredded? Yes.
Yeah, I need to shred some up.
Okay, I have one.
Yep, you can have one. There you go, you can have that one. Boom. This is the soup. It's really yummy. The kids have already eaten a bowl. Some of them are on their second bowl, and surprisingly, cabbage soup is good. Lots of salt and pepper is the secret, and parsley is how I seasoned it. Very good. Okay, we almost had a near disaster. I dropped this bottle of vanilla. This is a really big bottle of vanilla, and I dropped it on the ground on my tile floor. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna make walnut chocolate chip cookies because we need some extra protein in them. We got to make them healthy somehow. So I'm going to add a bunch of stuff. So we're going to add walnuts. I packaged these up in 2024. They need to be used. I used my WeVac chamber vacuum sealer to package these to remove as much oxygen as humanly possible, and it works really well. The family came by, not Thanksgiving yet, but they're here for dinner.
I need some apples.
Oh, look at all the babies.
Yeah, I know. This is the presents.
They came to the playground. I finally made PT a priority. I've been doing my own PT at home, but I figured I needed to be assessed by somebody, and somebody who knew what they were doing to help me get on track a lot quicker. I could do it all on my own, but I need some assistance. So hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.